Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We get to hear from Votarius again today in Act 2, Scene 2. Votarius is in lust with Anselmus' wife, and Anselmus is kind of to blame for that. He put him up to seducing his wife to test her faithfulness, and Votarius didn't really want to do it, but then as he was putting in some effort to give it a go, he found himself actually falling in love with her, and she has found herself also attracted to him, but they're trying to stay apart a little bit. So at the beginning of this scene, they sort of run into each other, but then Leonella comes in, Anselmus' wife, servant, Leonella, comes in and she's like, your master is here, and Anselmus comes in and he gives her a kiss, and then he pulls Votarius aside and is like, so how's things going? Like, was she faithful? And Votarius is like, yes, you've married the most faithful woman in the world. So Anselmus is like, great, cool. And he goes off and he apologizes to her for being rude and everything, and they leave. Meanwhile, Leonella is a little bit disappointed because she wanted to be able to get Votarius to sleep with Anselmus' wife because Votarius is an enemy of Leonella's boyfriend, Votarius, and the two of them wanted to be able to sort of blackmail him. But she's like, we'll still be able to do this. We'll still be able to set things up so that we'll, have some dirt on him. And then she leaves the stage, and then so Votarius is now left by himself on the stage, and he says, I do not like his company now. 'Tis irksome. His eye offends me. Methinks 'tis not kindly we two should live together in one house, and 'tis impossible to remove me hence. I must not give way first. She is my mistress, and that's a degree kinder than a wife. Women are always better to their friends than to their husbands, and more true to them. Then let the worst give place, whom she has least need on. He that can best be spared, and that's her husband. I do not like his overboldness with her. He's too familiar with the face I love. I fear the sickness of affection. I feel a grudging on't. I shall grow jealous, even of that pleasure which she has by law. I shall go so near with her. What's he? Life, 'tis Votarius, my rank enemy. Mine eye snatched so much sight of him. What's his business? His face half darkened, stealing through the house with a whoremaster's pace? I like it not. This lady will be served like a great woman, with more attendants, I perceive, than one. She has her shift of friends. My enemy, one? Do we both shun each other's company in all assemblies public, at all meetings, and drink to one another in one mistress? Very thoughts my poison. 'Tis high time to seek for help. Where is our head physician? A doctor of my making, and that lecher's. Oh, woman, when thou once leavest to be good, thou carest not who stands next thee. Every sin is a companion for thee, for thy once cracked honesty is like the breaking of whole money. It never comes to good, but wastes away. So there's a lot to unpack here coming from Votarius. First, he's saying he doesn't like Anselmus anymore because he's becoming jealous of Anselmus. He's like, this isn't fair that we have to live in the same house and I still have to be around her, but I can't be with her. And he's like, this is just cruel. And women are supposed to be nicer to their, the side pieces than they are to their husbands, but he's so familiar with her, like he's kissing her and hugging her and everything like that. He's like, I'm so jealous of this. I'm jealous of her happy marriage. I'm jealous of her happiness. He's like, this is awful. But then Votarius sneaks across the stage and he notices this. He's like, there's Votarius, there's my sworn enemy, and he's sneaking into the house in the middle of the night. He must be going up to be with Anselmus' wife too. And then he's like, forget it. Now she's been tempted once, so she can be tempted by anybody and everybody. And am I in love with the same woman that my enemy is in love with? He's like, this is too much for me. I need help. I need a doctor. And He's angry with Anselmus' wife for sleeping with anyone and everyone now and all this. And he's like, it's almost like she broke the seal with taking lovers by flirting with him, and now there's like nothing to stop her from flirting with anybody. So he's driving himself crazy. He's driving himself into like fits of jealousy, all of this. And right at the end of this monologue, Anselmus comes back out and sort of startles him. And Anselmus is like, we miss you inside. Aren't you coming in? And he's like, well, I miss you out here. And it would have been good if you had gotten here like a second ago. And Anselmus is like, why? What's up? And he's like, I saw Votarius sneaking in, like going that away, kind of towards where all of the bedrooms are. And I can only presume that, my flirting didn't work, but maybe somebody else's flirting. Like, I can't necessarily vouch for her anymore to say that she is this chaste, faithful wife that we thought she was. And of course, Anselmus, being Anselmus, believes this in a heartbeat. So he goes running off to try to find Votarius and catch them in the act or stop the whole act from happening and that sort of thing. And Votarius is going to have another monologue once Anselmus is off stage that we will hear tomorrow. So I will see you then for that. Mwah.